Race morning started out in chaos. I only slept for 4 hours or so. I barely made it to the start line with a few minutes to spare. But somehow, in the middle of the rush, I felt calm. For the first time at the start of a marathon, I wasn't nervous. I didn't question if I belonged here. I knew I belonged here. Whatever happened today would be the result of my choices, my training, and my willingness to show up for myself. As the beginning of the race crept closer and the runners piled in, I began to feel excited. I was happy to be here. This was my moment. Once the gun was fired and the runners started moving, my mind honestly just went into race mode. I just started thinking, okay, our time is here. This is our opportunity. Let's get after it.
All right, so I realized I never did an intro for this. Today I'm running my first ultramarathon, which is a 50K. I'm shooting for 5 hours. I'm around like 10-minute pace. It needs to be like mid 9:30s.
The first few miles were all about finding rhythm and being calm in the moment. You'll learn throughout experience that a lot of the race comes from your ability to hold yourself back early on so that you can excel later on in the race. I spent the first few miles admiring the beautiful scenery and the other runners around me who were inspiring me. After all, we were in this together, and I was proud to be one of them. Every marathon has highs and lows, but those early high moments are extremely special. The excitement, the crowd, the feeling that anything is possible. A quick note for this video is I ran the Marine Corps 50K, which is about 31 miles. It is slightly longer than a marathon, and the reason I signed up for this is because the marathon was sold out. I've never ran more than 26 miles, but we were just going to show up and swing for the fences. I spotted my parents cheering me on, and that gave me a quick little burst of energy. I was excited to see them. It made me really happy, and my biggest supporters were there for me in that moment.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Like 45 is about what I'm aiming for.
Once we turned around and were rejoined with the marathon crowd, everything just went electric. We ran into Georgetown with people cheering from every different direction. There was hundreds, if not thousands, of people cheering you on. It was such an amazing moment because this was the biggest race I'd ever ran. Before this, I'd ran a race with maybe 1,000 people. There was over 10,000 runners here that day. It was an incredible feeling to have so many people working towards one goal. A notable feature of the Marine Corps Marathon is the Blue Mile. If you've never run it, it's impossible to describe. A mile lined with faces of men and women who gave everything. Each picture is a reminder of their sacrifice. Each flag is a reminder of their service. They quite literally gave their lives. So for me in that moment, my thought was, if they can give everything, so can I. But it also gave me the strength to know that I am capable of doing this. And it reminded me that running can be more than just miles. It can be a way to honor, to remember, and to live fully. But marathons aren't just made of highs. By halfway through, the fatigue was hitting me hard. I remember looking down at my watch and seeing mile 18 and thinking to myself, 18 miles in, I still have 13 to go. And at that point, I felt extremely exhausted and wondered to myself, how am I going to run another half marathon?
35 kilometers, 3 hours, 12 minutes.
The silence is filled only with the sound from other runners and their feet pounding on the pavement. On this day, there were thousands of us, but in a way we all felt exactly the same. Pain. The heat, the miles, everything was taking a toll on us, and it hurt. It hurt pretty bad. There was also an unspoken bond that we were all in this together, and we were refusing to quit.
Last time I was on DC, I only got a couple miles, I quit, but today we're winning. We're gonna win the day. So we find a way to win every day. Just over an hour to the finish probably. I got this.
By the time we made it across the bridge into Virginia, I was hurting. I was hurting so bad. My body wanted me to stop. My mind wanted me to stop. I was getting passed left and right. I looked down at my watch and I could see my pace just continuously slowing.
I want to die. I want to quit, but there's one thing. Go fast. My hip hurts. My quads are about to lock up. We're getting this finish.
I had just a few miles to go. In that moment, I stayed true to myself. I made the commitment that I was going to finish this race and I was going to see it through. The hill was absolutely brutal, and for someone who is in so much pain at that moment, I knew, I was like, this is it. This is the moment that is all going to fall apart.
I'm cramping. It's only one thing to do. Oh, it hurts. It hurts so bad. Let's see the finish up.
I can make the choice to win, to push through, and to finish this race. The final climb was brutal. I looked at the hill and thought, this is it. That was also when I learned a very important lesson that has stuck with me to this day. You can run through pain. You can take a lot more than you'll ever know, and you have to believe in yourself. The power of believing in yourself is something that no one can take away. And as I got to the top of the hill, I saw the finish line in my sight, and I was like, this is it. This is my moment. I've earned this. And I crossed the finish line. 4 hours, 37 minutes, 30 seconds at an 8:39 average.
Oh, God, my legs, everything's cramping.
This is still, to this date, the longest run I have ever completed. And I just felt so much relief. I was like, it's finally over. All the pain and suffering is finally over. But I was so proud of myself. One of my favorite moments is that the medal was handed to you from a Marine. And as the guy put it on my head and gave it to me, I just had the biggest smile on my face.
The pain of cramping so badly, like, it was literally so close the entire time. The last 5 miles, I was just waiting on it. I just saw that hill and I was like, yep, this is it. This is where it's gonna hit. I've never felt so beaten within an inch of my life for so long, ever. I just, like, the entire end of it, the last hour, I was like, this hurts so bad, but I'm losing time, so I just have to keep going. My feet are freaking cooked. Every muscle on the lower half of my body's dead right now. We did it.
I was so proud of myself for doing something incredibly difficult and choosing to not give up, choosing to fight through, give it everything I got, and be happy. But the truth is, the clock wasn't the victory. The victory was everything it took to get here. Before races, I like to write a little message to myself on my arm so that when I'm down deep in the trenches, I can remember what I'm doing and why I'm here. For this race, I wrote, remember your why. And throughout this race, there were many moments where I looked down and I constantly remembered, I'm doing this for the version of me that promised I will do a marathon. For me, running is about proving to myself that I'm stronger than I think. It's about reminding myself that no matter what happens in life, I can choose to win the step. I can choose to win the second, and I can choose to win the day. All those small wins add up to something truly powerful, and they develop you into the person that you are. One of my favorite quotes is from Alex Ramosi, who talks about, build a stack of undeniable proof that you are who you say you are. And in this day, I was becoming the person who I say I am. So whether this is your first marathon or your 50th, I want you to remember something. You belong here. You don't have to be the fastest. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep showing up. Because running is about more than finish lines. It's about the moments in between. The early mornings, the setbacks, and the doubts. The choice to keep going anyway. Running reminds me that I'm becoming the person I once dreamed of. For all of you who run this race, past, present, and future, I want you to know that I'm proud of you. You are doing your hard thing. You are showing up for yourself. You are becoming the person you want to be. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys find some encouragement. This is going to be a great year. I hope you have a happy, beautiful, and blessed day. Bye.
I love seeing everyone out here. Just makes you not want to quit.